Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Take two. Comparing the Wessex Burley slice with the Solani aged Burley flake blend 656. So I got two 55s loaded up, and charring lights done, and start to compare the tobacco, and then I spilt my cup of tea down the front of me. So take two. So in the tin, the Wessex maybe has a slight sweeter note, maybe. But other than that, they smell the same. So here's the Solani aged Burley. Here's the Wessex, and hopefully it comes across well on camera. But in the tin, I see no distinguishable features. The wrappers are the same. Solani aged Burley flake is made in Germany by Kohaus and Cope. The Wessex Burley slices is made in Germany by Kohaus and Cope. The Wessex is in the 55 with the rusticated shank. And the aged Burley flake is in the 55 with the chiseled finish. On the relight, or on the charring lights, when I lit these two up, I didn't have anything that popped out at me that was significantly different. On the relight, the Wessex actually has a fairly bitter chocolate note. But once we start to burn some of the fresher tobacco, some sweetness is coming through with it. A lot more like the when I first lit it. So it has some light sweetness with it. Notes of cocoa powder, to something like close to dark chocolate, but not as sweet. It's got a little bit of a small amount of fermenty flavor to it. Bit of earth, some nutty flavors to it, not any distinguishable nutty flavor, just to me it reminds me of nuts in general. The smoke has a fairly creamy feel on the palate as well. And here's the part where everything went wrong last time. When I was washing out my palate with my favorite tea that I have every day. Well, actually not my favorite, but the one I drink the most, which is just a regular black tea with a little bit of honey and a little bit of milk. All right, so all I'm tasting is the tea. Yeah, okay. Now to the aged Burley flake. Again, fairly bitter, bordering on harsh with the first with the relight of the. A little bit of a fermenty flavor. A little bit of earth. Light sweetness is starting to come through again. Starting to resemble a lot more the first light that I did on these. So we'll smoke this for a little bit. If you're a tea drinker and you drink your tea with a little bit of honey, light sweetness, I would say, is resembles that flavor a little bit of having a bit of honey in your tea. There's some currently a decent amount of sweetness to this. There's some earthy notes. I'd say they're very similar notes to the Wessex Burley Sliced. We got some cocoa notes. Some of the dark chocolate notes. But currently my perception of this one is it's lightly sweeter than the Wessex. Okay, back to the Wessex. Maybe the aged Burley flakes slightly sweeter. And maybe a little less fermenty. But I wouldn't want to bet my life on it. I think if you put the tobacco in these pipes blind and had me smoke them, I would not be able to tell you which one is which. So that is, along with, you know, made in Germany, Kohlhaas and Kopp for both of them, is enough for me to say that these are the same tobaccos. Just different brand put on them. Little tobacco in the mouth. And now, to throw something out there. The Amphora Burley flake. It is a very good imitation of these two. To me, not the same. It doesn't reach the same dark notes that the Wessex or the aged Burley flake reach. So, and that and McBaron makes this, so not the same. So, I believe, if I remember right, that the Solani aged Burley flake is more expensive than the Wessex. So, for me, I don't think I'll be buying Solani aged Burley flake anymore, because the Wessex, I think, is the same thing and is slightly cheaper. Anyways, that is my side-by-side comparison of the Solani aged Burley flake and the Wessex Burley slices. I found it to be fairly enlightening and informative. I hope you find it to be informative as well. I'm gonna sit back now and finish these 2 bowls of Burley flake. And if anything, in my opinion, changes as I smoke these 2, I'll tag it on the end here. But other than that, enjoy your pipes and enjoy your life. And yeah, if you like the aged Burley flake, get some Wessex. It's good stuff. Maybe, possibly, almost certainly the same thing. Just catch you in the next one.